Pronouncing someone's name correctly is one of the most basic ways to show respect. It shows that you care about the person as an individual, that you're interested in them as a person, and that you care about your interactions with them. And if the name that you're pronouncing is not a common name in your native language, that extra effort to get the pronunciation correct means even more. But sometimes it can be a little awkward when you don't know how to pronounce a person's name. So here are 5 tips that will help. What should you do when you don't know how to pronounce someone's name? Number 1, ask them. If you're unsure how to pronounce a person's name, the best thing you can do is ask. But don't stop there. You want to make sure that you get it right the next time. So practice it a few times, and as soon as you are able to do so, write the name down in a way that makes sense to you, pronunciation-wise. I do this often. I'll write names phonetically in a way that makes sense to me, and then I'll practice so I get it right the next time and the mistake doesn't happen again. I'd recommend practicing 10 times a day for 1 week. 10 times a day. It's less than a minute. Do that every day for 1 week. And this new pronunciation will become your new instinct and your new habit, so you won't make the same mistake again. Number 2, and this is building on what we just said, don't be shy about asking. It can seem awkward, even if you have to ask more than once, but you don't want to be embarrassed about asking someone how to pronounce their name because it's actually very respectful. And there's no one correct way to say many names. Some people prefer to pronounce their name the way it's spelled, while others prefer a different pronunciation altogether. So again, if you're not sure how to pronounce someone's name, the best thing to do is to ask them how they would like it to be pronounced. Number 3, adjust for regional accents if you can. Okay, regional accents affect pronunciation, so try to adjust your pronunciation accordingly if you can. For example, the name Kara. One of my best friends in the whole world is named Kara, but because she's from Morgantown, West Virginia, she pronounces that name Kara. Now, the standard pronunciation is Kara, versus the regional West Virginia pronunciation Kara. And to call Kara Kara seems kind of strange because that's not really her name. On the other hand, I have another friend from Brooklyn, and her name is Kara as well, and she uses that pronunciation. Now, if you called that Kara, she would definitely correct you. It may not seem like a big deal, but it's a big deal to the person who owns the name. And really, we're just changing one vowel. And there are more names like this. Barry and Barry, Harry and Harry, Sandra and Sandra. These are all common names that can be affected by regional accents or dialects. So do your best to be respectful of the person who owns the name. Ask them how they would like it to be pronounced, and then practice. At first, it's a little confusing to have to adjust the pronunciation based on who you're talking to or who you're talking about. But again, with practice, it can absolutely be done. Number 4, if you make a mistake, apologize. If you do make a mistake while pronouncing someone's name, apologize, correct yourself, and practice. Just as we talked about earlier, write it down phonetically 10 times a day. You don't want to make that same mistake again. Number 5, practice common names in your region. Make an effort to learn the pronunciation of the most common names where you're currently living or working. And if that's here in the United States, I've got the perfect lesson to help you do that. It practices the 100 most common names in English, and I'll put a link to that lesson below. So tell me, what names do you have trouble pronouncing in English? Let me know, and I'll do my best to help to make it easier for you. There are always tricks that we can use to make pronunciation easier. And learning to pronounce someone's name properly is worth your practice time. It allows for more meaningful conversations, better relationships, and more successful social and professional interactions. So practice, and I'll see you next time here at the Accent Channel.